You know, so that
Was that off-putting once you've seen them and once you've interacted with them?
precisely in the physical presences, in the
Okay.
physical, yeah.
Okay,
So
I see.
yes,
So now we're forcing forward, okay, and you're coming to, let's say, your first speed meeting, right? Your conversation. So now you're meeting a few individuals, right? A few potential spouses, and nothing happened there for you.
that I was a couple of times. I was about or about 2, 3, 4 times. I was at the speed dating,
Yeah.
and to be honest with you, there was candidates I was interested in, whether it be physically, the physical side of things, attraction wise, like they were attracted to me emotionally as
Yeah.
well, but they didn't click with me. You understand? They didn't click with me, so I didn't really
So
the
what happens to you in your mind in that moment when, well, okay, here there's an interest that I'm showing and I'm being rejected.
yeah.
So what's that like?
So I'm like, I never gave up, man. I told myself, look, there will be, I believe there will be someone out there, and it was off-putting. I felt despondent. I felt, like I felt a bit off, man. Like am I good enough? What am I doing wrong? Am I not good enough in certain? Is it my looks? Is it my career? Is it whatever the case
What
may
could it
be?
be?
I have no clue. Like what's the reason?
So how do you resolve that? Do you just, okay, I'm gonna carry on being me, I'm gonna work on improving certain things that I can focus on?
Yeah.
So what would be the next step for a person that has that kind of doubt? What could the next step be? Because we're speaking to you, obviously teaser trailer, we mentioned before, you found your success.
Yes. Yeah.
Look at that smile. Just zoom in on that smile for me. My goodness. Guy's
Yeah,
been sitting here for the last 10 minutes, and I just mentioned his current, his current reality, and he starts smiling from ear to ear.
yes.
So you found that person, right?
Yes.
But I wanted to understand, what does one need on their journey to get to that finishing line?
Yeah, that's a very good question. That's a powerful question, Imtiyaaz.
We like to believe at
Yeah,
Duality Discourse we ask powerful questions.
uh,
Okay, so just give us some
no,
idea.
I like I said when I was small, little, I went through like certain stages of my life. My parents was together, yes, and they got divorced, and
Do you think that had any
that
impact
had a
on?
major effect in my emotional state and how I'd conduct myself in society, and like especially socially. It had it impacted me because it just it was really it
What
was
what does
uneasy.
that gap do to you?
Yeah, it puts me in a nervy statement, like especially like when I interact with individuals, especially because I've what the divorce like if you go through if your parents get divorced, whatever it's that's your parents.
Whatever the reason
Even the
is,
reason that's their reason, that's between my mother and my father,
outcome.
Alhamdulillah, and that's between them, yeah, I like learned the pros and the cons of each one, like my mother, pros and cons, my ex father, my late father that passed on, the pros and cons, and I take the pros of each one of each situation of them, I forget about the cons. I leave that, and I try to build myself from there and learn from their mistakes, and which is a lot of good. There's a lot of good
Yeah.
for my parents, did in the
So
past.
this is a big one, and I don't mean to direct you in a certain way
Yeah.
here. Do you feel that separation needed you to work through, even needed you to focus on yourself so much more, and it could have potentially delayed you from making that growth in taking that step initially?
For marriage.
Yes.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, no, 100%. That was the delay. That was that I would admittedly say that was a delay because I'm building myself. I'm like in a like a cocoon, man, I'm trying to intake, absorb all these
Yeah.
emotions and things the challenges that I came across
Absolutely.
with regards to my parents.
Is it safe to say that that period when you were in a cocoon, the period that you're in now, are you a butterfly? Okay, so let me ask you this one point, right? Because I would like to get one or two words, also from yours truly, right?
Yes.
So I would like to know from you, because what I'm seeing here is that struggle the struggle of your 20s, right? You are like, you're 33 now.
That's correct. That's correct.
So the struggle of your 20s and all of that, dealing with the separation, figuring out who you are, that uncertainty of the world, that anything at any point at any time can be taken away. The unity can be divorced or broken up at any point. And you needing to understand that system, the way of life. Do you believe that that was the right time that was readying you for when this special person was to come into your life?
100%. No, I can promise you, Imtiyaaz, no, it developed my character so much. Really, it's like I told you earlier on the
Would
project.
she say that as well?
That's actually the main reason why she chose me, because of the person I am, the character that you know,
So-
that possess me.
So that struggles. I can see that you're feeling it
I
here.
feel a
bro.
bit. Yeah, I feel a
You're
bit.
feeling it here. We don't have any tushes on site.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
hold the crocodiles. Hold the crocodiles for a second, brother.
Yeah.
We'll give you some time. No, you have it. You have
Yes,
it.
yes,
We here.
yeah.
So the point, what we want to come to here, brother, what we want to understand from your journey is that battle and struggle formed you and refined you so much that you become this person for her today.
100%. I wouldn't thank Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, God Himself, to let me go through that process to be the man that I am today, and obviously, giving my all and giving and extending myself to her in that regard. Like,
Would you believe that you would have, knowing what you went through growing up, your teenagers and your teenage years and your 20s, would you have ever thought that all of that struggle, all that battle in your life, that you will look today back and you say, "Ya Allah, thank you for all of that"?
100%? Yes.
Did that ever cross your mind that
Yes.
you're going to be thanking Allah for the struggle that He put you in?
100%. I thank him so much, because like you mentioned in your previous conversation with the Duality Discourse, with every difficulty comes, in the in the Quran it says, with every difficulty comes, and He puts you through that difficulty to test you and challenge you, and when you put through those tests, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala loves you. God loves you when He does that, and the reason why He loves you, because He wants to make you a better person for the greater good and the society, and be an inspiration if you can.
Fantastic. So if you don't mind, we're going to get her on board.
Yeah.
Just to, not to see if whatever you're saying is true.
Yeah.
We believe you.
Yeah, there's so much to get into.
I
But,
know.
We
We're
are
gonna
due to time now. I
But
understand.
we appreciate what you
Yeah.
shared with us, brother.
Yeah.
You're a real one.
Yes. Yeah.
We're going to get her on,
Okay.
right? To get her perspective of what led her on this journey to you.
No problem. Yeah. No.
Stay tuned. So what caught my attention a few months ago from Abdud-Dayaan's journey, as you heard, we're going to get into his wife's conversation for a brief moment. She stood up on the stage on a wedding day and read to us one of the most profound stories or conversations I've heard possibly in my entire life. And she's here with us today, and she'll be going through that with us in what was her supplication, what was her dialogue with her higher power, and what brought her to that point of her wedding day. Assalamu alaikum, Shihaam.
Wa alaikum salam. Yeah.
So you can proceed. Take us forward into what, because we're really here to understand we're coming from places of hopelessness. That's where we sometimes feel we are. And we want to say, okay, there's another side to it. And that's what your story brings. So for Abdud-Dayaan, right, being 33, for you being 33, and we really want to get into that part of it.
34, yeah. 34.
See, the husband won't allow me just to make one error. So, 34. So, Shihaam, the floor is all yours. Thank you.
Okay, before I read my speech, I'll give you some context.
Oh, lovely.
Because, I was 33. My father was quite worried I'd be stuck in the house with him and my mother and all the cats.
As fathers would do.
So
Yes.
So he started asking, the neighbors and family friends, don't you have anyone for Shihaam? And, it was like a communal effort. And then my cousin encouraged me to go to the speed dating.
Yes.
I actually applied in March, and then, I decided not to go. And
Because
then
he wasn't there for that one.
and that's what I said. I actually said, my husband's not there yet. And then, because they had one event.
You said that.
Yes, they had an event, but then they didn't reply to me yet to say that I must come.